am. Peace, and blessings. Haki Ami here, that's Dr. Haki Shakur Ami, the Success Scholar. I hope you all are wonderful. Hope you having a good day. It's Thursday, the 25th. Right. So, wanted to just share. I'm actually getting ready to head on down back to DC. I didn't go yesterday. That was too much. I'm glad I came to back to Baltimore and got my rest. So I was listening to the radio today, and a good brother, Dr. David Horn, was on, and he mentioned something to the effect of why, for instance, black people in America were not necessarily included in the recent meeting in Addis at the African Union. And let me just also mention that the current African Union ambassador to the United States has resigned. Word is somehow that the resignation was not public. Meaning she didn't tell them that she was leaving, just left. That's really odd and not very professional, if you ask me. So I don't know how do people do that or get away with that. Or I guess you can do what you want, but it just leaves a bad taste. And I think that one thing has to be recognized in terms of quality of leadership that we have is being able to get along with people. And so that's important thing to do. So I started to call in on Dr. David Horn, but wasn't able to get through, but I was able to call in and speak on some of the Baltimore issues. But recently, there's been a lot of discussion, and I have rap and clap sessions versus substantive work. So a lot of things are going on this week. In New York, you have the UN General Assembly, which there are several ECOSOC events. Let me pull those up for those that are interested. And I encourage people to go where your heart desires, where you can get some work done, where you can meet some quality people, some thinkers, some readers, some networkers, and that you are able to make some things happen. So let me echo. Darn it, why is this not working? But I wanted to also speak about the Congressional Black Caucus events in DC, where I will certainly be over the next couple of days. And so basically here is the thing where I am now. I'm just about making true progress, and that's what has to happen. And sometimes you have to calculate where you need to be, and I want people to be in a position to expand their thought process, because ultimately our individual selves are ultimately going to be responsible for our freedom, our salvation, our protection, our self-correction, adjustments to whatever the dominant society is doing. And so with that being said, some things are, must attends on some levels to meet new people so you can learn new things, and, you can assist somebody else. You can be a valuable asset, right? But here's the thing. This is where I learned, and there are, of course, CBC has some well-rounded discussions, and and of course the African Union has some, but I wanted to just expand, because there are some, for instance, that don't or will not necessarily attend a United Nations event, or a side event, or a ECHO SOC event, or even a UN General Assembly. Not everybody can get into the UN anyway, but you can sort of go to the CBC. And I notice sometimes people want to wear different titles, put themselves in a certain class or whatever, like as if they are born with some angelic halo over their head. But some people, for instance, that go to the UN, they are ultimately pretending like that they are greater than everything and everybody else, for instance. And I've just seen it. I've been there. I see some of the people, and people doing good. But let me tell you where I've become impressed with, like for real. I've been impressed, for instance, with the Power Networking Conference and the Black Enterprise Conference. So although you have a few policy related people and different officials, etc., but ultimately, if you do not make any money, peace gang, if you do not make any money for yourself in this society, you will be left behind. Your peers, your friends, your people that no shit. These people will leave you behind. You will be homeless. You will be left to the side of the road. People aren't just getting up waiting to help you and put and feed you and provide for you to go up and travel to Africa or go to United Nations and just hang out. Like, you need to fit yourself in some tangible training, some tangible skills. And I know that there are many great causes that people want to pretend that they're fighting for. And I've been extremely blessed to be invited to different places. Shout out to Brother Melvin Foote, who I was able to go to first to the Cuban embassy, to the Tanzanian embassy, and then rather recently, maybe about a month and a half ago, to meet with one of the ambassadors for the Ivory Coast. And so that was a tremendous opportunity. And so not many people have been able and been connected in this DC region to have these opportunities. Now, here's the thing. I've been doing all right, financing my own operations for quite some time, but sometimes you have to recognize your team of people. And I just look at it, for instance, how, let me just share. I used to watch a lot of movies, and in like any organization, you need some cash flow. You need somebody or somebodies that can create some revenue somehow, some skill, some trade, or just some hustle, somebody that can build an audience, whatever it takes to get out here and make things happen. And so I've just seen over and over and over people doing things with no money, running up their credit cards and running up other people's credit cards, and just remaining broke year after year after year. And so many of these people, they don't have the business knowledge, for instance, that you gain from people, from being mentored from individuals that go to conferences like the Power Networking Conference, and the Black Enterprise Conference. I mean, these are where 6 and 7 figure individuals are. Now, and I know I didn't say the Invest Fest because I haven't been there. I mean, sometimes I think people just want to be in rooms with folks, which is good. You know, coming together, we must come together. But ultimately, you wouldn't. Some things are just important. You have to begin to show up and build a type of camaraderie with people in different movements, in different spaces. So I'm just being encouraging and suggesting to everyone to continue to support the right movements. And you know, I know, and I added something in the topic. I said something about do-it-yourself conferences. Well, it's just a shame. For instance, it would be a shame that all this work. And I want you all to look at my article that I posted on the Citizen, on where one of the Mandela Fellows covered my work as well as my name change. It was in the Tanzania newspaper, and there was some great opportunities to learn a little bit more about myself and, you know, who I am, what I've been doing over the years. But it's time now that progress is definitely going to be made on many different levels. And so we are in a position to move forward. And, you know, if you do a do-it-yourself thing, you got to invite some real scholars. You have to invite people that are showing up. This is what being centered means. Sorry to be eaten. This is what being centered means. Centering in these different spaces. Like sometimes people, they close themselves up because they're intimidated by going to these audiences. I know, shoot, when I went to the United Nations, I was just like, damn, these people, they don't, I mean, black people from all over the world. I mean, this was, I mean, countries you just never knew existed. And hopefully one day I need to have enough money to be able to go, for instance, to the African Union and to the United Nations and stay a few days. But, you know, I'm asking for help, for partners, for people to contribute. I need builders and earners to partner. I'm doing my best, absolutely. And, you know, making the proper adjustments in my life so that, you know, I can, you know, be an asset to everybody. But, you know, when you have teams of people around you that cannot, and you know, more so just economically taking away from your development, you realize that you could be further along. And so I'm to the point where I'm like self-correcting myself and ensuring that everybody around me. And so, you know, so some relationships may have to cease and desist, and, you know, some people may get angry and some falling out may happen, but, you know, ultimately everybody has to pull their own weight. You know, you have to make moves and make money, and, you know, there are many continental Africans, for instance, that are coming to America. They're coming to make money. Now, I don't know if, you know, I know that there are a few black people from America that have gone to Africa and they're doing well, but they had money, they had a little bit of success here. Ain't no scrag, you know, ain't nobody coming from, you know, the U.S. and then coming to Africa and just making power moves if you don't have nothing going on here first. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, some people could come and they got a skill and talent, they make A, B, or C, or they open a store, they selling something, or they in construction. So I know that there are different variables to this, but people need different assets and skills to create a Pan-African reality. And let me just say something. Many people are just ideological. They're just ideologues, and their skills have no basis in reality. Their power assessment have no basis in developing unity in the community on any different level. And so this is why we need more affirmed thinkers, and this is why I am no longer allowing for myself to be underutilized, undervalued, unappreciated, and this just from everyone. And so I may have to start over with new people, new builders, new workers, new thinkers, but ultimately progress definitely has to be made, and I'm putting my foot down. I'm tightening up the straps or whatever to ensure that progress is being made on my part, absolutely on my part. I'm creating value and creating the assets, and so I'm excited about what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. Next few months, and how we're gonna keep on building, we're gonna keep on making power moves and going to the next level. So stay connected, stay building. On my way to DC. What time is it? Okay. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Yeah, let me get out of here. Darn, I might not be able to make it where I can know what I can do. I'm trying to think where I can get me a smoothie before I get on the train, so I just thought of a good idea. So all right, y'all, peace and blessings, bro. Watching. Oh yeah, yes sir, brother. Hey, let me show you something. Let me show you what I'm wearing today. Hold on, stay there, Victor. Hold on. All right, brother, you got like my hat, man. I got my crown today. I got my Dr. David Coyote got me this. Let's make sure I'm putting it on right. All right, I guess. Okay, is this in the back? Maybe. Let me see. All right, brother. So hopefully you see my joint here. I'm actually going to some Nigerians. Going to be in DC at the Continent. I'm going to the Continent. I guess that's a restaurant. In DC. So looking forward to seeing those. In Maryland and DC over the next few weeks. Just grabbing all my stuff. Okay, I can carry this. Yay. Alright, so we out, man. Oh, let me see if yeah, I think so, brother. He said it's almost, yeah, it is. I got it. Dr. David Coyote, he's Yoruba. So he gave me this crown, so I'm gonna wear it today. So it is. Thank you, brother. Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, it is. I believe it's a Yoruba cap. So, but thank you, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Going to an amazing event in DC. So let me go ahead and head on out. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay connected to the Success Gala. Follow me on YouTube, Raising Consciousness and Capital on YouTube. Haki Shakur Ami on IG, Haki Ami on IG, or the Success Gala. You can Google the Success Gala, look up all my work. Got about 500 videos up on YouTube, maybe, about somehow. So definitely stay connected. We shall build. See you all soon. Peace and blessings.